That movie is a shit show. What you think you see, what you think you hear, that's what it's about. It's all the theater of the mind. No, it's garbage. It's garbage. Mood and atmosphere. Now that I really like. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want to see.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is Wednesday, Hump Day. Hump Day, Wednesday, June the 21st, 2023, 5:41 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My name's Dave McCrae, coming to you live from the Voice Man Studios in Toronto, Canada. Keep it going! Keep it going! What's going on, everybody? Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 1978, Donald Sutherland. Leonard Nimoy. Woo! Art Hindle. Black Christmas fame, he's in the movie as well. Brooke Adams. One of my favorite horror movies of all time. One of my favorite remakes. I think one of the best remakes of all time, period. One of my favorite horror movies of all time, period. One more time! Ba-ba-boom, ba-boom, boom, beam, boom, ba-boom, chee-cha-boom, chee-gon, wow, 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 wa-gee-da-da-boom, ba-boom, boom. Let's go, let's go. We'll see who rolls on in tonight. See if anybody decides to show up. I don't know. We'll see if anybody does. Yes, yes, yes. Get off your lazy asses and join us. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 1978, Donald Sutherland, Leonard Nimoy, Brooke Adams, I think it was Brooke Adams, right? Art Hindle, just one of my favorite horror movies of all time. So let's talk about Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 1978. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't, maybe you've seen it, maybe you don't. I don't know, maybe you're too young, I don't know. But it is one of my favorite horror movies, period. Of course, it is a remake. It's actually a remake on the 1955, 56 movie, I think, called, I think it was just called Invasion of the Body Snatchers, if I'm not mistaken. Hang on a second. Let me make sure I got my notes right. It was called The Body Snatchers, excuse me. So it was a 55 novel called The Body Snatchers and the 1956 film. And then, of course, the 78 remake was called Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And this is one of my favorite horror movies of all time, period. And it's a remake. And there's something about just the mood, the atmosphere, the paranoia, the eeriness. There's something about this movie that I think is just so good. It's creepy and it's eerie and it's insidious and it takes its time, especially between, it's Brooke Adams, right? I just want to make sure, I want to double check I'm getting this right. Yes, Brooke Adams as Elizabeth. Yeah, and of course she's married to Jeffrey, who's played by Art Hindle of Black Christmas fame. And the way that Art Hindle plays that character, and he's just like, because he's been taken over, right? It's really not Jeffrey. And Elizabeth suspects something but isn't sure. And I just love the way that she's watching him out the windows, or she follows him and he's meeting with strange men and, with sunglasses on and stuff. And there's just there's a vibe. A lot of 70s films have that vibe because of the film stock, and the production value of the 70s. But there's just an eeriness to it. And I've always really liked that movie. Primarily for that reason. It's a nice slow burn. It doesn't beat you over the head with it. It's one of the great, and like I said, it itself is a remake, but it's one of the great horror movies, I think. It would probably be, depending on the day, it would probably be a top 5 for me. I could see it being a top 5, but it depends on what we're measuring and, what the criteria is. But it definitely, if it wasn't in my top 5, I can tell you right now, it's in my top 10, easily, 100%, no questions asked. I adore this movie. And because of that mood and that atmosphere and that paranoia and that slow build and just sort of like the small group of people banding. Jeff Goldblum is in it, of course, too. I totally forgot. Jeff Goldblum. Yes, I am. But it's just, these small group of people that are on their own and they're trying to figure out what's going on and the entire city around them is falling apart and people, it's so great. It's this apocalyptic, invasion film, but it's, I think it's so good. I love Donald Sutherland in this movie. There is a real, there's just an eeriness to the way that it's executed and the people and the paranoia that, that begins to settle in. And then of course, I believe it has one of the greatest endings in all of horror, to be quite frankly, or to be quite frank. I think it's got one of the greatest endings of all time, period. I think it's got one of the greatest endings of all time. And that, of course, is when Donald Sutherland is, at the end of the movie. You think it's so great, and the reason why it works so well is because you truly do believe in some ways that he made it. And he didn't actually make it. He didn't make it at all. But you can't help but actually, there's this thing where and if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't seen the movie, well, sorry, it's 45 years old. You're obviously in no rush to see it. Everybody is compromised. The way it's done where you think Matthew might have been caught, but you're not sure. And then they cut to maybe like a week later or something, and you're with him. And he's there at work and he's at his office and you believe that maybe he's just okay, he's on his own now. He's got to do what he has to do to survive. He's just gonna fucking pretend to be one of them, right? Because you can't show any emotion. The second you show emotion, they know it's you, or they know that you're, a human being and they want to take over your body. And so you believe that you want to believe that he didn't get caught and that it really is him. And what's so cool about it, there's this one scene, and I talked about this on a McRae Live a couple of years ago, but there's this one shot or this one scene where at the end of the movie, he's, you're not quite sure, right? Is he compromised? Is he not? Oh, I hope he's not. He's just pretending to fit in, right? And how long can that go on? Who the hell knows? And he walks into this lab and Elizabeth is there, played by Brooke Adams, who's kind of got a Margot Kidder vibe a little bit. And she's there. And she's obviously compromised. We know this because we see this happen earlier in the movie. And there's this one moment where, and I don't know if this was done intentionally, but I would like to think that they did pay attention to these details to keep it going, to keep you wondering, because you'll see Donald Sutherland looking at Brooke Adams, right? Who we know is compromised. We have no idea about Matthew yet, right? But he's looking at her and he does one of these. It's all in the eyes. He goes like this. So say you're the camera, right? Or no, I guess he's off over here. So you're the camera. He's looking kind of off over here like this. And he goes like this. He goes. And then moves away. So he doesn't go like this and move away, which would be very stoic and sort of unhuman-like, right? Very, his eyes are like this. He just kind of goes like this and moves away. He doesn't do that. He goes like this. And then moves away. Almost as if he feels sadness. He feels regret, remorse. There's like, it's just the way that he moves his eyes. It didn't feel like it was one of them. Do you know what I mean? Now, I don't know if that was done specifically to keep the ruse going, until we get to the moment, of the big reveal. I'm not entirely sure. But if it was intentional, brilliant, absolutely brilliant, fantastic, like really, really awesome. Because you think, like, even if you're not realizing it consciously, I think in that moment you are thinking to yourself, oh, you know what? I think he's okay, because it almost feels like there's human emotion there. It's subtle. It's very subtle, very nuanced, but it's there. And you kind of feel like, oh, you know what? I think maybe he's going to be okay. And then of course, the moment, and one of the greatest endings in all of horror. It really is when, of course, what's her face now? I forget her name now. It was Jeff Goldblum's, it was Nancy, played by Veronica Cartwright. Oh, I wonder if she's related to Nancy Cartwright. It's funny how her name was Nancy. Is she the sister of Nancy? No. Anyway, so she's, so Nancy, right? She made it. We didn't know what happened to her, but she fucking made it. She made it. And Matthew was out for a walk, not showing any emotion. You hear it's gloomy and shit. You hear like this, almost this ethereal sort of music, echoing in the distance, playing somewhere. It's just so fucking ominous and apocalyptic and fucking fantastic. And then you hear, Matthew, and he looks over and it's Nancy. He's like, oh my God, she made it, holy fuck. And then the big moment, which of course is on my thumbnail. Oh my God, it's so good. It's like, no, oh, no way, no. And she's like, no. Oh, it's so good. You didn't see it coming. I mean, maybe, now obviously you do because but I can only I can imagine in 1978 not seeing that at all, right? And then of course, the camera just zooms up into Matthew's mouth. It cuts to black, or I guess it kind of fades to black. And then the credits roll, but there's no music. There's literally no music, no sound, nothing. It is 100% completely silent with just the credits rolling up the screen. That's it. And that is brilliant, because you want to leave the audience with that shocking and horrifying moment. You want to leave them with that moment and just to sit there in silence at the absolute shock and tragedy that they've just witnessed and just experienced. It's fantastic. Because depending on what the music is at the end of a horror movie, it can take you out of it. I'm not like, for example, and again, this is generally speaking, I'm not a big fan of like upbeat rock music at the end of a horror movie. That's because I like to sit, again, it would depend on how the movie ended, what kind of a horror movie it was. Is it a horror comedy? Is it kind of like, there's obviously nuances to that. But like if a movie ended the way Invasion of the Body Snatchers does, and we zoom up and it cuts to black, fades to black, and all of a sudden you hear, oh yeah, I'd be like, nah. Now, because now it's taken you out of that emotion, right? I'm somebody that I want to sit with that. If that was a movie that I made, I want my audience to sit with that. I don't want that emotion, that shock, that feeling that you're feeling as you're watching that moment in the movie. And you're like, oh, I want you to fucking get out of your seat. I want you to walk down the aisle towards the exit, and I want you to exit the theater still feeling that. I want you to feel it. I want you to be turning to be like, you fucking, holy shit, I want you to feel it. You know what I'm saying? Feel it. And if there's it takes you out of it. You know what I mean? Now, again, there are examples of great rock songs, like The Man in the Mask, Man Behind the Mask, whatever it is, right? That's a great one. Dream on, yeah. I mean, there are examples, of course, but generally speaking, it's not something that I would ever do, depending on how the movie ends. But so I love that it just ends in complete silence. The only thing that I wish and this was probably just because they did this in a few takes and they just couldn't match it, was when Donald Sutherland, Matthew, when he first goes, that's what's on the thumbnail, right? Let me just see if I can, actually, I don't know if I have, hang on a sec here. Okay, you saw his face there, right? I don't have my mic hooked up to that screen, so I can't talk over it. But you saw his face. That's when he first does it. He's like, and I wish, but then it cuts to her going, no, no, and it cuts back to him, and his eyes are not as wide. He's more like, he's kind of lost the face. He's lost the face. You know what I'm saying? And it still works. It's still cool, still creepy. But I just wish we could have cut back to him and he was still like still wide, like the whites of his eyes are dominating his fucking, eyeballs and shit. You just kind of see his eye, the irises kind of. I would have loved to have continued. That's my only critique of that scene. And I know it's probably nitpicking and I don't know if I'm the only one that feels that way. But definitely that's something that would be the only thing, but whatever. It's not a big deal. It's still an iconic moment, a classic ending, a classic movie. In my opinion, one of the greatest horror remakes of all time. It largely is. Now, again, maybe it's a little unfair as well because the original movie, Body Snatchers, of course, came out in 1956. So obviously there is a big difference in production value and the way movies were made, even in that 22 years. In the 22 years, right, from 1956 to 1978. So, obviously when you watch the 56 version, the effects, you're watching an old school sci-fi 1950s movies, 1950s movie, which is great. But the 78 film, there's an eeriness over the entire picture, an ominous eeriness, drone almost feel. There's like a droney sort of feel over the picture. And I just love it. And I love just the shots and the cinematography, and the lighting and the deep shadows and the deep blacks and the split lighting, on certain shots. And, it's so great. If you haven't seen 1978's Invasion of the Body Snatchers, do yourself a favor, watch it. If you like those kinds of old school 70s, eerie mood, atmosphere kind of stuff, and you've never seen it, watch it. I think you'll really enjoy it. I love it. It's one of my favorite horror movies of all time. And I think the performances are really great. It's a really great, it's not too much, right? Like you don't lose that. It's not the same kind of paranoia films where, like Armageddon or Deep Impact, where there's an asteroid that's about to hit Earth or something like that. It's more, those aren't even horror movies either. Well, I guess it depends how you look at it. But yeah, there's something about this movie that has always resonated with me. And it's the same, it's got the same thing that Halloween has. It's got the same thing that Black Christmas has. It's got that overall, there's an eerie, almost foggy, misty feel to the picture. I'm not saying the movie looks misty or foggy or there's a drone sound through the whole movie. That's not what I'm saying. I'm trying to use adjectives to kind of paint this. There's just an eeriness to the overall quality of the picture. And it's just the way it's shot, the way it's lit, the pacing of it, the performances, I think is great. And it's got one of the best endings of all time. Shocking, truly shocking. And because I think Donald Sutherland did such a great job at, pretending to not be one of them, to fool the audience. And like I said, I don't know if that moment with Brooke Adams' character was deliberate or, I don't know, or if it was just him acting, I'm not sure. But if it was, brilliant, because it really made you to, it really, he almost looked sad. It's very subtle, but there was almost a sadness to his face, which I think gave the audience at that time hope that, oh, okay, so he wasn't caught. He's just kidding. And then it's so good. it's so fucking good. It's that face right there. Here it is. So fucking good. Ow! It's so good, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, hey, if you're watching after the fact, comment below and let me know your thoughts. Do you like Invasion of the Body Snatchers from 1978? What is one of your favorite horror remakes of all time? For me, it is definitely 1978's Invasion of the Body Snatchers, starring Donald Sutherland, Jeff Goldblum, Leonard Nimoy, Brooke Adams, Art Hindle. I mean, it's got a stacked cast, really awesome, really that droney eeriness through the whole picture. If you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend that you do, because I think that you would thoroughly enjoy it. Thoroughly enjoy it. Let's go over to the chat room and see what you are all saying now. And yeah, hang on, we'll take a look here at the Billy campaign here and where we are currently sitting. And by the way, oh hey, amazing! This is great. This is great. In just being here, we've reached 102. Hey, we've reached 102. Hey, we've reached 102, ladies and gentlemen. No, $122,012. That calls for a celebration. That calls for the celebration. $122,012. 997 backers. 9 days left, ladies and gentlemen. 101%. Can we get to 1,000 backers tonight? Can we get to, I don't know, 1,100, 1,200 backers total by the end of next Friday? I don't know, but I love to see it. This is great. This is having that extra, padding that lead is fantastic. That's what we need to do now. The production budget was officially raised, and now we got 9 days left. Let's pad that lead. Having that extra for maybe, a shooting day, contingent, marketing. We'd love to have some money for marketing as well. This is great to have that extra now, which is fantastic, which would be awesome. And then, of course, on July the 1st, the campaign goes officially into demand, in demand, as they call it. And that means that the campaign can sit there. And then when we have the opportunity to add new perks or a new autograph or, whatever the case is, we can do that. We can do that. But come the end of June 30th, that's when you'll see these types of streams, take a break for a little bit, because now the campaign is officially over. The campaign is in demand, and it's all because of you guys. But hey, we got 9 days left, and we've got a stretch goal of 140,000. Now, do we have to meet that? No, we don't have to meet that. But of course, every indie filmmaker that does these things that is crowdfunding will have certain stretch goals. I think Vince had like three or four or something like that. We're not, of course, we're not shooting a feature. He is. And obviously he has a lot of effects in terms of blood, guts, and gore, because he's a Friday the 13th movie. So there's a lot of, he needed to raise a lot of dough. That being said, we have a stretch goal as well. And I don't know, can we get there by the end of next Thursday? Who knows? You never know. It's entirely possible. You never know, folks. You never know, but absolutely amazing. Oh, and by the way, on the campaign, and I will give those shout outs here in a second. On the campaign, I added, because this might seem a little self-indulgent, but I don't mean it to be. I've been asked a number of times if I was going to add signed photos from myself to the campaign. Or signed photos from I guess that's the right way to say it. Anyways, Dave McRae autographs, we'll just call it that. And so I did. I added them today. And I had a couple on the campaign last time around. I guess some people really liked that, or they were just wondering. They saw Victoria, they saw Lynn. Obviously, they were just wondering about me as well. Let me see here. There's Victoria. Blah, 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 all this stuff, blah, 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 blah. And then I added a few for me. So there's that one there. So that's, let's see here. We've sold... that says, hang on a sec. Let me refresh the page here, because I think one of those did sell, unless somebody refunded and got something else. I'm not entirely sure. Nonetheless, let me scroll down here. Okay, so we got this one here. So this is the Dave McCray, personalized autograph, number 1, 8x10. Personalized autograph, number 1, 8x10. With it, you get the digital download package and your name in the end credits, obviously. It's personalized. So if your name is Bob, I'll say to Bob, thanks so much, for all your support. All the best, Dave McCray, whatever. It's personalized in that sense. I'm not taking requests for personalization. It's just because I want to avoid that. Just because, I'm just trying to keep things simple and streamlined and all that kind of stuff. But I will put your name on it. Absolutely 100%. There's this one here, which I call the Dave McCray Mood and Atmosphere autograph. So I will write, to Bob, thanks so much for all your support, mood and atmosphere, Dave McCray kind of thing, right? Because obviously it's one of my signature sayings, I guess. No pun on the signature. And then of course we have this one here, which I thought was kind of fun. This is a fun photo of myself. Very creepy and eerie. And there's that one as well. So those 3 are on the campaign now by request, because I've actually had quite a few people ask. So they're there. If you want to pick it up, check them out, and I will personalize it for you. No issues at all. And I will personalize based on the name that you pick up the perk with. So if you pick up the perk with Billy Bob 46 likes toilets, that's what's going on the thing. So make sure that your actual name is somewhere there with your address or, something, because I'm, to Billy Bob 36 loves toilets. All the best, Dave McCray. I mean, it's going to happen. I'm just saying. So that's there as well. Absolutely incredible. And of course, like I said, 9 days left in the campaign. We're knocking on 1,000 contributions and backers. Let's see how far we can get. And 9 days left, and having that cushion, man, that's really going to help us 100%. It's absolutely going to help us. 122,012, 997 backers. Let me see here. Yes. Okay. So let's go over to the other screen here and see who this was that brought it in. Amazing. Yeah. So we've got, Josh did pick up the, maybe it just hasn't registered yet. I thought one of those Halloween ones, the Mood and Atmosphere autographs went, and I was right. It was picked up by Josh. It still says 0 for some reason, but it could just be, I don't know, maybe I got to delete my cookies or something. I don't know. Thank you, Josh. Really appreciate that. And Christopher, the badass ninja, he picked up an autograph earlier today. Thank you very much. And of course, Eric Moss picked up the It's Me Billy 2 Blu-ray. Amazing. And James Erie, is that how you say that? Erie? Got his name in the end credits. Thank you, James. Amazing. And Kyle Buckley picked up the double blue. Love it. Picked up the double blue of both It's Me Billy Chapter 1 and 2. Amazing. Thank you so much, Kyle. Really appreciate that. Yeah, listen, 9 days left to go. This is where we're at. I would love to get that cushion. It'd be amazing. I mean, why waste these 9 days, right? It's 9 days. It's 9 days. Hey, we can get some extra, which would be amazing. Absolutely incredible. Like I said, there is a stretch goal. It's on the campaign, and maybe we can get there. That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. Let's take advantage of these 9 days remaining and see what happens. So if you've been hanging around until the very end, we're at the very end now, folks. This is where we're at. If you've been, there's still 4 associate producer packages available. There's still 4 executive producer packages available. So, now they're the granddaddies, they're the big ones, but that's still available. Jesus, that would get us over the top. Could you imagine? It's still available. And of course, hoodies and t-shirts and Blu-rays and autographs, all there, of course. And if you want to see It's Me Billy Chapter 2 before anybody else, you can get the advanced online screening, which is just like a show like this, but it's a private link, and it's for you and those who picked up the perk, and you'll get to watch the movie with myself and Bruce and some of the cast and crew, and there'll be a Q&A afterwards. And we did it with Chapter 1. It was a gigantic success, really a lot of fun. We all got dressed up and everything because it was the quote unquote premiere, and it was so much fun. And so yeah, you can see it before. I'd say maybe like a week before we actually release it or something like that. And with that perk, you get a t-shirt and the Blu-ray and all that fun stuff, your name in the credits and all that. Kind of fun stuff too. And I think there's about 22 of those still available as well. So, but let's get these super chats that came in so I don't miss them here. Let me get these super chats here. We've got Nighttime sends in $2, says, can Steven Spielberg make a good Star Wars film? Yes, absolutely. But I don't think he's ever done it because I think he made a promise to George Lucas that he wouldn't. Yeah, I think that's it. It has something to do with his relationship with George Lucas. Kyle Buckley sends in $5, says, yo, Dave, watching you freak the hell out when people contribute to the campaign in and of itself makes it worth contributing. Thanks, Kyle. I'm free. Hey, yeah, Kyle. Hey, wait a minute. You're the one that just picked up you picked up the double blue. Amazing, Kyle. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Yeah, no, it's been outstanding. I mean, the level of support has been absolutely fantastic. And to see everybody stepping up again, you know, and here we are, we accomplished our production budget goal with, well, I guess we did it a few days ago with like 12 days to go or something. There's 9 days left. You can see that there, 9 days left. That'll change over to 8 days tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. And here we are. We're 122,012, 997 backers. You know, again, you never know what these streams will bring. I would love to get to 125 tonight. That would be amazing. But we got to 122, so that's great. Hey, let's get to 123. Why not? Still lots there. Donations, perks. Like I said, I added my autographs to the campaign this morning. So there's 3 photos there. If you want to get my my John Hancock on a photo, then you can. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I imagine that, you know, obviously I know the initial excitement is to get to 100%. And now that we've reached it, some people may be like, hey, listen, I understand that, but there's 9 days left. And I would be stupid to just go, okay, forget it. And what, waste these 9 days? What, are you kidding? Are you insane? That's 9 days of funding we could use. So let's do it. Let's absolutely do it. 100%. Let me see here. Josh McKenna sends in a very generous super chat of $19.99. Thank you, Josh, and says, I got the holiday sweater. Awesome. Loved it. Or love it, I should say. I showed my friend the design on the campaign. She really thought it was cool. Do you know the story behind the 2 hands? I'm a guy, but I'll totally dress like Jess Bradford. Oh, yeah. No, those sweaters, like I don't know how many are left now because it was limited sizes and limited quantity. But it's unisex. And we partnered with Amalia, my apologies, Amma, of Poltergeist and Paramours, and she makes a ton of cool stuff. And one of the things that she makes is she calls it the holiday sweater from the original Black Christmas. And it is right there. So now, obviously, it was worn by, here it is, it was worn by Olivia Hussey in the original movie. There she is. But it's designed by Amalia to be unisex, which is why I put the guy on the right over there. So, I mean, I'm going to order one for myself and wear it. Totally, 100%. So wearing the sweater, no one's going to know, like it's unisex. It just, anybody can wear it. It doesn't have like a feminine cut or anything like that. But it's really cool. It's really, really cool. And like I said, it's limited. We have small, 1 of the small has gone. There's medium, 2 out of the 5 for the medium have gone. There's large, 4 out of the 5 of the large have gone. So there's only 1 large left. So I'd get on that. And then 2 out of the 5 for the 1XL. So yeah, limited quantity, limited sizes, but very niche, very cool. And I would jump on that because like I said, it's not something you can buy in stores. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not something you can get at Walmart. Let me see here. Another very generous super chat comes in from, is it Petey the Pistol? Is that right? Petey the Pistol? I think that's how you say it. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, man. What's going on? Thanks, buddy. Really appreciate that. It says, congratulations, Dave, on making your dreams come true. I've stayed tuned throughout, but kept off the chat for some time. I'm planning my own podcast. Very cool. So I changed my name. Juan Rivera. Oh, Juan Rivera. Yeah, Juan. Of course. Juan Rivera won't do it. Much love, my brother. I don't know. Hey, Juan Rivera. Why not? Or call it, I don't know. Well, I don't know what your podcast is, but The Real Rivera. I don't know. Amazing, man. Well, listen, thank you for your support. And I wish you the best of luck. I wish you the best of luck, man. I really do. I wish you the best of luck. Let me see here. Scrolling back and scrolling back just to see. Have I missed any super chats? I don't think I have. And by the way, I will make the announcement across social media tomorrow. But this Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, myself and Bruce will be on the channel here watching the original Black Christmas with Lynn Griffin. So Lynn Griffin will be joining us to watch Black Christmas this Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you tune in for that. And then at around 3 p.m. Eastern, Victoria Miro will be joining us on the show, who obviously plays Sam in It's Me, Billy chapters 1 and 2. And she will be joining us to watch It's Me, Billy, because we're watching Black Christmas, then we're going to watch It's Me, Billy. Lynn is not 100% sure whether she will stick around for both movies, but she's definitely going to be there for Black Christmas, which will really be cool. So here's your opportunity to ask Lynn some questions about her experience working on the original film. And yeah, she's an absolute blast. You guys are going to love her. And we can't wait to get that show going again this Saturday, June the 24th, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on this channel, which should be a lot of fun, So I'll make the social media post about that tomorrow. I'll make the post about that tomorrow. Hey, we've gone up. Yes, let's get to 1,000, folks. Let's get to 1,000. Let's get to 1,000, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to 1,000. Oh, hang on a sec. I just got an email from my agent. One second. This is live. This is real time. I got to look at this here. What is this? Oh, right. This is for Lana Longbeard. It's a new animated series that I just got booked on. Tuesday. Okay. So it's came in on recording. Okay, I will read that after. It should be okay, though. We start production on Lana Longbeard. Looks like they want me to come into the studio on the 27th, which is Tuesday. Okay. Sorry, folks. Yeah. Real-time stuff happening. Yes, 122,000. 122,078, 998 backers. I'm loving it. Let me see here. That looked like it was maybe, was it an end credits perk or a Blu-ray or something? It was Juan Rivera. Juan, my man, Juan. I love it. Just donated $66. Amazing, man. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that, buddy. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're knocking on 1,000 backers, ladies and gentlemen. We've crossed 122,000. This is great. Let's keep it going, folks. Let's keep it going. That's right. Andrew Stevens, fuck it. We'll do it live. Fuck it. We'll do it live. That's right. We'll do it live. That's what I'm talking about. Let me see here. It's hump day. Dave Simasevic, I think, says, congrats. I plan to donate next week. What horror movie that never had a remake would you like to see remade? Well, thank you, David. I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe The Burning. I know Darren Sands from the Slaughtered Lamb Movie Podcast loves The Burning. It's grown on me a little bit more over the years, but I think The Burning is, I don't think they would do one because I just don't think there's a market for it. But I could see a remake of The Burning being quite cool. So I'm going to say The Burning off the top of my head. That's what I'm going to say. Dude says, I've always wanted to do the thing from the end of the Body Snatchers to a friend of mine, spotting them from afar, waiting for a moment, and then pointing at them and making the crazy noise face. You should. You absolutely should do that. 100%. Why not? Right out in public. And then that'll happen to you. Awoken Nightmare says $322 away from 102%. Dude, guys, we got to be able to do that tonight. 322 American doll hairs away from 102%. I believe we can do it. I believe we can do it tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I believe we can do it tonight. 100%. Let me scroll back here. Okay, I haven't missed any super chats, right? Nobody's telling me I've missed any. I don't believe I have. I don't think I have anyway. Let me keep scrolling here. Geeked Out Turtle Fan says, Dave, are you signing pictures of you just in an It's Me Billy t-shirt? No. I was going to, and then I thought, well, you know what I'm saying? I was going to, and then I thought, I don't know. Let's see here. Pedro's Lucario. Pedro's Lucario. There's probably a few different ways you could say that. Hey, got to get me a Blu-ray. No player, though. Well, that's all right. That's all right. You don't have to get a Blu-ray. Hey, you can get the digital download package. That comes with a digital copy of the poster, a digital copy of the movie in full HD, a digital copy of the script, and high-resolution promotional images from both It's Me Billy Chapter 1 and 2. So you could always do that too. Or you can buy a Blu-ray just so it's on your shelf. On your shelf. On your shelf, ladies and gentlemen. Darren from Georgetown says, weren't we already at 102%? Yes. Yeah. So the other day, yes, we did. We actually were at 122,700 and something. We were knocking on 103,000. And I noticed, was it yesterday morning or the day before? I think it was Monday morning. So it was, Tuesday morning. Today's Thursday. No, I guess, yeah, it was yesterday. Sorry, the days are all bleeding into each other. And I noticed that we had dropped by a significant margin, about $2,100. And so I went to see what happened, and it became very clear to me that there was a gentleman that had refunded every donation that he had ever made. And I thought, geez, yeah, obviously that's not what I like to see. Obviously, right? It's very important that we hold on to everything now. We're almost right at the finish line, 9 days to go. And so I reached out to this individual because they had opened up a dialogue with me over the last few weeks. They were, active in the chat and all sorts of stuff. And so I just wanted to see if everything was okay. My God, did something happen? What the hell happened, right? And so I sent this individual a message, and they saw the message, and then instead of replying to me, just decided to block me. So it's unfortunate. I hope this person is okay. I don't know if something has happened where there's a number of things, right? It could be that they are too embarrassed and ashamed because I've been on here saying, you can't read it, please don't, and they had to for whatever reason. But because we had opened a dialogue and had exchanged a few messages, you thought that they would have just explained them. I'm a very understanding person. I get it. I understand it. I want to make sure that, you're all right. So maybe that's what happened. Or it could have been because I have no context and I have no further information on the matter, it could very well have been just a big, gigantic ruse. This individual may have been planning this from the get-go. I'm going to donate thousands of dollars only to take it back at the last minute. And if that's what it is, so okay. You've really had no effect. We're still in demand. We're still going to make the movie, and all right, with or without you, we're still going to do it. So if that's what happened and they get their jollies that way and look what I've done, well, okay, you can knock yourself out, but everything you've donated has been refunded. So there is no further more to refund on this person's behalf. It is what it is. It's just unfortunate that there wasn't a dialogue. I mean, again, I would like to think that I carry myself on this channel professionally. We understand that people are donating their hard-earned money to help us make this film. We understand that. People are allowed to do what they want to do with their money, 100%. We understand that. When I'm on here saying, don't donate if you can't, I'm talking to the people that their hearts are in the right places. They really want to donate. They get caught up in the excitement. And then they realize they have made a mistake. And that's happened a couple of times on the campaign. It's that there's been people that have been caught up in the excitement and they've made big contributions only to have to take it back because they knew they really couldn't afford it to begin with. That's what I'm talking about, that scenario, right? I'm talking about if you have to think about it, whether you can or can't, well, the answer is you can't. I didn't get that impression from this individual. They were polite, cordial, fun, engaging, supportive, but unfortunately blocked me from messaging them. So I am left no other, I mean, it still could be a number of factors, but when you just block me, I don't know. I guess maybe it was all a ruse and a game and a joke, and they're at home going, and it's like, well, okay, but we're still at 122,000 now, and so I mean, really, it's made no difference. So, but if this individual is going through a difficult time and was just too embarrassed to say anything, I would encourage that individual to reach out to me, to unblock me and reach out to me and just explain. And, no harm, no foul. Don't turn around then and, donate. Don't do that. Hold on to it. Do what you got to do, whether it's medical bills, whether it's I don't know, your car, your house, your mortgage, your family, whatever it is, that's the most important thing. And that's where it should go. I just was, because this individual was so supportive and engaging, it made me think, oh, I hope they're okay. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like it was from somebody who didn't make themselves known. But I'm not going to say their name because it's neither here nor there. They know who they are. And if there's a reasonable explanation, I hope you're all right, man. And I hope that life's good and that, you hang in there and that things look up for you. If it was all a ruse and you were playing a game, well, then fuck you too. But it's made no difference because we're still making the movie. All right, let me see here. Some super chats came in. Let me see. This super chat comes in from Sal Wayne tonight. Thank you very much, buddy. Sends in $5. Says, Dave, can you comment if there has been any further contact with Olivia's agent since the project is now greenlit? Not this week. We have been in contact with Tony, we talked to him a few weeks ago to bring him up to speed. We will be contacting them again after June 30th to bring them up to speed because Bruce and I have to have another meeting to get sort of our checklists in order of what next steps will be. But we're not talking like every day or anything like that. I mean, there's no need to. The negotiation up to this point was done in terms of here's what needs to be done. Here's what we need to do. And now now we just take and we go do what we have to do. And now we're getting to a point where we're able to report back really good news. And that's what's great. And that's what, that's what we want. That's what her agent wants. That's what she wants. That's what everybody wants. Right. So it's very good. But no, yeah, I think we last spoke to him a few weeks ago, bringing him up to speed and whatnot. Just having a conversation about some ideas and things like that, and sort of just kind of shooting the shit and whatnot. And then we went away from that conversation, continuing to do our work, and now we'll reach out again. We'll reach out again in a couple weeks, probably. Yeah, probably. Well, we'll see. Well, I've talked to Bruce, but certainly probably the first week of July. Pedro follows up again with $2. Thanks, buddy. He says, own chapter 1 already, just like physical media. Hey, that's the way to do it, man. Why not, right? Why? And it's not like it's something you can buy in stores. You know what I'm saying? Like these are, it's it's niche, right? It's not something you can buy in stores. Although I have thought about taking a copy of It's Me Billy Chapter 1, going to Walmart or to Best Buy, putting it on the shelf and just taking a photo of it just because it kind of looks cool. Hey, look, there it is. You know, like what it would look like if it was selling at one of those stores. All right, take a refresh here of the page. We're still at 998 backers, folks. Can we get to 1,000? I know the hype train might not be as hyping as it was leading up to 100%, but folks, there's still 9 days remaining, and I don't want to waste these 9 days. We do have a stretch goal. So let's see if we can get as close to the stretch goal as we can. That would be amazing. I mean, let's take advantage of it, right? And if you've been sitting on it and waiting, am I going to buy them? Wow. Now's the time. I don't know what you're waiting for now, man. We got 9 days left. We've reached our goal. It's 101%. We're about $350 away or so from 102%. I'd love to get to 102% tonight, which would be great. It'd be great to get 123,000, but let's see how far we can go while we're live here. We definitely can get to 1,000 backers for sure. I'm almost positive of that. Let me see. Did I haven't missed any super chats, right? No. Okay, I'm just looking. Just want to make sure I haven't missed any super chats. Lee Bowers, my man Lee Bowers says, Dave, we need a It's Me Billy thong and underwear. You know what? You're right, Lee. I think you are correct. Lee, yeah. Yes, It's Me Billy unmentionables. You know, underwears, thongs, yeah, real adult lingerie. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh my God, that'd be crazy. That would be crazy. Let me see here. Oliver Mercer says it's absolutely fantastic news, such golden news, such a lovely woman regarding Olivia Hussey. Yeah, we're very excited. We're very excited. I mean, it's an ongoing situation, right? Like we again, I can't get into the negotiation or the details of the negotiations, but it was, things had to be, we had to agree on certain stipulations and things in order to make this possible. And we came to an agreement. And a part of that agreement, of course, is we need to raise our production budget. And we've done that. And now, I mean, we're not like, we've reached 101%. So for all intents and purposes, we're in demand, but the in-demand feature doesn't kick in officially until July 1st when the campaign ends, because there's still 9 days left. You know what I mean? So we can continue raising money here and padding our production budget, and it only will make the movie better, and make things easier, right? Because like I said, it will get used, whether it's for marketing, because that's something too that we want to be able to have too, is maybe a little bit of some funds for marketing as well, because when the teaser trailer comes out, when the official trailer comes out, when the movie comes out, we're going to want to put some marketing dollars towards, having our trailer or our promo, on YouTube as well. And anybody who's done Google ads and YouTube ads knows that if you want to reach a lot of people, like millions of people, it can be expensive, be very expensive. And obviously our marketing budget wouldn't be huge, but even if we had an extra $6,000 or $7,000 for marketing, or an extra 10 grand for marketing, hey, that's still great. That's still a lot. We can do a lot with that. Right? You know what I mean? So there's that side of it. There's maybe an extra shooting day, which would help, right? There's obviously some for contingency in case something pops up, something unforeseen, something breaks. Oh my God, our prop broke. We got to quickly order another one, and we got the funds to do it. You know what I mean? Like something like that, right? And so, I mean, it's going to get used. And so that's why it's always great to reach your goal with time left, because then you can start working towards the stretch goal. And we can still continue to do that when the campaign is in demand. I'm just saying that, let's try and do it in this in campaign mode, because then the total that we reach will be dispersed into our account, and that way we don't have to, it's all there. Do you know what I mean? And then we can continue to raise more throughout the summer where we see fit kind of thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, Vince right now, he's in the middle of shooting Never Hike Alone 2. His feature film, he's raised like nearly $300,000 and he's still raising money because yeah, he's got a lot of perks he's got to ship out. He's got, you know, union fees like we do. You know, he's got marketing as well and all that kind of stuff, right? So, I mean, I get it. I totally get it. So padding that lead for insurance is great, will always help. And with 9 days left, let's do it. I mean, let's take advantage of it, right? Let me see here. Treus, is that how you say that? Treus says, congratulations on making it to your main goal. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Now let's get another 80K Canadian. Make this the best it could be. Oh, dude. Well, hey, listen, it's always possible that maybe between now and Christmas that might happen. I don't think that's going to happen between now and next week. But we do have a stretch goal of 140,000. I don't know if we'll reach that between now and next week, but I think it's entirely possible in the next 9 days we could get to 130. I think that's possible. I mean, that's an extra 10 grand right there that we didn't have before. That would be great to have, right? You know what I mean? So, you know, for all the things that I've talked about. So, you know, we'll see. I mean, we'll see, right? You know, you never know. And, you know, we'll see what happens this Saturday too, because obviously, again, for those of you that are just joining me, this Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will make the announcement across my socials tomorrow, but Lynn Griffin will be joining me here on the channel on Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to watch the original Black Christmas. It's a big watch-along day, and myself and Bruce and Lynn will be watching the original Black Christmas, and then at around 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Victoria Miro will be joining us here on the channel to watch It's Me Billy Chapter 1. So it's a double feature. Well, It's Me Billy's not a feature, but you know what I mean? It's a back-to-back double show between Black Christmas and It's Me Billy. Lynn might stick around for It's Me Billy, depending on how she feels. But I told her that she didn't have to. And she said she'd play it by ear and see how she felt. But she's definitely going to be here for Black Christmas. So it's your opportunity to ask Lynn all the questions you want to ask her about the making of the original Black Christmas. And then, like I said, Victoria will be here for It's Me Billy. So there'll be a chance for you guys to ask questions to her about that stuff too. And of course, we'll be pointing people to the campaign, raising more funds, taking your questions. It's going to be a blast. We'll probably be on from about 1 p.m. Eastern Time to maybe I could see us going to like 4:30. It's probably going to be like a 3.5 hour stream or something like that. It's going to be long. So that should be a lot of fun. Again, that's this Saturday, June 24th, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me see. Yes, we've got up. Holy snikes. We're basically $100 off where we were before the unfortunate event the other day. Amazing. All right, I got to, we're knocking on 123. We're knocking on 123. Let me see here. Let me see who this was. That sounded like such a cringe thing. Stop doing that, Dave. I'll stop. Let me see here. We've got amazing. We've got, okay, hang on a sec here. We've got Juan Rivera, the $66. Stu Bloomfield. Stu, shout out to my man, Stu. Stu Bloomfield picked up the end credits perk. Amazing, Stu. Your name's going to be there, buddy. Juan Rivera picked up the end credits perk. Amazing, Juan. You're going to be there, buddy. Evan Siren donated $100. PJ Wilson, my man, PJ Wilson, donated $100. Thank you, PJ. Really appreciate that. And Josh Slott just stacking those Blu-rays, picked up another double blue. Amazing. James Glenn Robinson picked up the Dave McRae autograph number 3. Yeah, that's right. In case you're just joining us, because it was, I know it might seem like a little self-indulgent, but I assure you it's because people have been asking me about it. Are you going to have like an autograph of you on there or whatever? Or if not, can you sign my, and I'm just like, oh yeah, okay, I'll do that. So there's 3 images on the campaign right now, 3 different photos, and I will personalize them. So let's see here. We got James Glenn Robinson picked it up. James picked it up. So it'll be like to James, thanks man, all the best kind of thing. So there's 3 of those. or 3 options, 25 available of each. They were just added to the campaign this morning, and James picked up autograph number 3, amazing. And Josh picked up the Christmas warmth. Yes, a nice hoodie. Got to keep warm. You got to keep warm. Got to keep warm. And you're in Massachusetts, so yeah, definitely. That's you get cold there. You cold. I think that's right. Well, you don't have to tell me exactly where you are, but MA, I think that, or is that, or maybe that's Maine, or I don't know. I think I'm pretty good with my U.S. states. I'm pretty good. But I might be wrong on that. I'm not sure. But anyway, thank you, Josh. Thank you, PJ. Thank you, Evan. Thank you, James. Thank you, Juan. Thank you, Stu. Absolutely incredible. We're back to 102%. This is what I love seeing. 1,005 backers, ladies and gentlemen. 1,005 backers. We are now less than $400 away from 123,000, something we have not reached yet. Because I think we were at 122,700 and something, and then of course there was the big refund. So we were knocking on 123, but we didn't get to it. And now we're knocking on 123 again. Absolutely incredible. Love it. You guys are amazing, but you know you are. You are the blood. You are the blood. PJ sends in $13.99. Says 140 is the new 120. Aim high. It's true. It's true. Yeah. No. 140 is our stretch goal. That's that'd be great to get to 140. Is it possible in the next 9 days? It's possible. I mean, it is. I think a lot of the hype, obviously, around the building of the campaign has subsided because we've reached our production budget goal. You've seen the green line go up. It's reached 100%. So I completely understand if some of the wind has been taken out of the sails in terms of, totally get it. But there's still 9 days left. And I mean, as Michael Keaton would say, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Let's see how high this thing can go. I mean, obviously not $1 million, please. That would be far too much, obviously. But I mean, in terms of, hey, can we actually reach our stretch goal? Maybe we can, you know what I mean? I mean, because you never know until you get to the end of the campaign, and if you're successful, which we are, and now, great, now we're in stretch goal mode. That's fantastic. With 9 days left, that's fantastic. So I agree with PJ. Let's give it a shot. Let's see where. I mean, why not take? I mean, it'd be a waste to just let the campaign sit for 9 days. That's crazy. That's crazy. So yes, PJ. I absolutely agree. Amazing. Let's see if we can do it. We've reached 1,005 backers. My goal tonight, if was to get to 125,000. But if I could get to 123, I'd be happy with that too, because that would mean that we haven't been there yet. So that would be really cool. Thanks, PJ. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. You're amazing. Josh Lott says, I'm in Connecticut now, but I'm from Massachusetts. Oh, okay, cool. Hey, see, I knew that CT meant Connecticut. No, I know my U.S. states. I'm pretty good. Very cool. Very, very cool. Very cool. Connecticut. Well, whether you're in Massachusetts or Connecticut, yeah, you can definitely use those hoodies. You could definitely use those hoodies. All right, Power Packers 90 says tomorrow is payday, so we'll get a hoodie and autograph. Amazing, thank you, Power Packers. Awesome, I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Loving it. Stretch goal time, baby. Why not stop? What are we stopping for? Let's keep it going. We're not gonna take it. Say it with me now. We ain't gonna take it. Oh, let's keep it going. Yeah. Why not? Why not? Sebastian says, geek, that's what Dave's always wearing. It's how he got Olivia Hussey back. Oh, what did Geek Out Turtle Fan say? Did he say something about what I'm wearing? What I'm wearing? Not quite sure. I'm not quite sure what you mean. What I'm wearing? Like a hat or this hoodie? I haven't worn this hoodie in a while. Anyway. Oh, what you're wearing. Okay, no, I get it. I see it now. The perfume. Yeah. Yes. You could have It's Me Billy sexy perfume, or we could have It's Me Billy cologne. And it's yeah, that's what it is. And you have to go to the counter and ask for it by name. Hi, yes, do you have and they're like, oh, yes, we do. It's right over here. And then on it, it's and it's like, yeah, smells like an attic. It smells like an attic. Yeah. I don't mean like not an addict. I mean an attic. It smells like an old musty attic. It smells like mothballs. Oh, man. Oliver Mercer sends in £5 and says, on the 30th, it's payday. Will I still be able to purchase things on the last day of the campaign, Dave? Yes. So I believe I'm trying to think now. Either the campaign will close. I mean, it will, end and go into demand on the there might be a new link too. I have to look into that. I didn't think there was going to be a new. Now it's still going to be this campaign. It's not like it's going to be a new thing. But there might be a new link that Indiegogo provides because now it will have gone into in demand. So I have to double check that. Maybe not, but I have to double check that. Yeah. So either on Friday, June 30th at 4 p.m. Eastern, or July 1st at 4 p.m. One of those 2 days, I'm thinking it's the 30th, is when I think it's and I don't know if there would be an interruption for you or not. There shouldn't be, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I mean, let's keep it going, man. I mean, let's take advantage of it. You guys afforded us the opportunity to have this leeway to take advantage of. So why not? There's a lot of indie filmmakers out there right now, I can tell you, that would love to be in a position where they not only reach their goal, but reach their goal with like 10 days to spare where they could raise a little more. There's a lot of people that would love to be in that position. So let's take advantage of it. Wesley Cox says, hi, Dave. If you keep that up, McDonald's will hire you and give you a job. Yeah, they should. They should just become a sponsor. One of my first jobs I ever had was working at McDonald's back in the 90s. I was, I'll never forget that. I was paid what was minimum wage then? Like $5.85 or something? $5, something like that. Something like that. But yeah, it was one of my first jobs. Okay, just scrolling back. Have I got the super chats? I believe I have. And like I said, folks, still 4 associate producer perks are still there, and still 4 executive producer perks are still available. Absolutely crazy. And by the way, just because there's 143 people watching, let me just scroll down and show you the 3 images I posted today. Dave McCrae autographs by popular demand. There's the first one. So that's the Dave McCrae. That's the logo of this YouTube channel. So you can get that personalized, autographed. You also get the digital download package and your name in the end credits. There's this one right here, the Mood and Atmosphere autograph. I will, be like, to Bob, Mood and Atmosphere. Thanks for your support, Dave McCrae. That kind of thing, right? And then there's this one right here, which I thought was kind of fun. It's kind of a creepy. This is actually from the camera test of It's Me, Billy Chapter 1. And I did this Jack Nicholson sort of Shining kind of thing. And it's awesome. I love it. So those are the 3 there that I just added today. And obviously the double blues are still available. Lots of stuff. The holiday sweaters. There's the associate producer. And there's the executive producer, the granddaddy. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. So lots of stuff, ladies and gentlemen. And we can't do it without you. You're all amazing. Hey, we've gone up a little bit more. Yes. 122,691. We'll give them a shout out. We're at 1,007 backers. I'd love to get 123 tonight. That'd be amazing. We've got Jason Sager. Is that how you say that? Sager. Picked up a t-shirt. Amazing. Thanks, buddy. Really appreciate that. And Ricardo Zuniga, is that how you say that? Picked up a t-shirt as well. Thank you very much to Ricardo and Jason. Really appreciate that, guys. Really, really appreciate that. Actually, we might actually be a little higher. Let me just see. Oh, no, maybe not. No, I think we should be a little higher, actually. Unless, again, I did the whole, you know how sometimes I'm ahead here, but behind here, or behind here, but ahead here. That's probably what happened. Amazing. No, yeah, there we go. No, I was right. There we go. 122,751. Yes, basically $250 away from 123,000. This is about where we were when the fortunate incident happened the other day. So, yeah, pretty cool stuff. So yeah, hey, again, if you're watching after the fact or you're watching live and you're like, wasn't he supposed to be talking about Invasion of the Body Snatchers? That's at the beginning of the stream. I spent about 20 minutes or so talking about the 1978 classic Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Folks, I mean, one of my favorite, I think one of the greatest horror remakes of all time. Donald Sutherland, Jeff Goldblum, Brooke Adams, Leonard Nimoy, you know, Art Hindle, one of my favorite horror movies ever, one of the greatest remakes in my opinion. Jump into the comment section below if you're watching after the fact and let me know your thoughts on it. And what are some of your favorite horror remakes that you're like, you know what? This actually is really good. It's a remake, but it's really good. Don't forget to let me know in the comment section below because I would really like to know. Rolling back. Ba, 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 ba. Lee Bauer says, Dave, did you get any ding for playing We're Not Gonna Take It Monday's live stream? Indeed I did. I got a copyright claim. Yep. So the stream can't make money. I mean, the money that was raised obviously through super chats, that still comes in, but it can't make any ad revenue. And I knew it was going to happen. I didn't care. You fucking didn't care. Are you kidding? We hit 120,000. Actually, we hit 122,000. It was time for a celebration. I didn't care. I was like, no, man, let's do it. I'd do it tonight. If by some miracle, somebody out there, and again, not to say, but somebody who is committed, absolutely is like, no, I'm on board. I want to do it. This is going to happen. You know, picked up like some gigantic executive producer perk tonight. And we hit 130,000. Oh, I'd be doing it again. Or if we just got to 130,000 by some miracle, just tons of people started picking up perks or something. Oh, I would do it again. I would totally do it again. I don't know if I'd do it just hitting 125, but hitting a big milestone like 130. Oh yeah, I'd do it. I would do it. And I'll do it even if it happens, like I'll do it on Saturday with Lynn. I'll do it on Saturday with Lynn and Victoria in the house. And they'd probably think I was going crazy. Or they might be into it too, because they're really fun and they like that kind of stuff. Geeked Out Turtle Fan says, Dave, you forgot to mention that I got the It's Me Billy back tattoo and nose and nipple piercings. Hey, whatever, man. Got to support the team. Love it. Steve Ross says, Dave, it was worth the ding. It was worth the ding. You are absolutely correct. It absolutely was worth the ding. And like I said, where we're sitting right now, we've now made back the $2,100 we lost the other day. So yeah, that was unfortunate. Again, for those of you that might not know, there was somebody that had been a great supporter in the chat and had been very kind to me in some DMs, and they just refunded all of their donations. And so I reached out to just make sure that, you know, everything was okay. And they blocked me. They saw my message, but they blocked me. So very unfortunate. So, you know, it could be a situation where you know, this individual is legit and something bad happened and they're too embarrassed to tell me. So they blocked me. I don't know why they blocked me and why they wouldn't just not respond, but, so that was unfortunate. And then, but that's possible. It's possible there could be a reasonable explanation for it. It's also possible that it was one gigantic ruse and they were planning this from the very beginning. And they hate me that much to do that. But all right, well, okay. Well, we've still won because now we're right back where we started. So, you know, we're still making the movie, whether you're there or not. So, okay. So, all right. Ooh. You know, okay. And I'm not saying that it was nefarious and it was all a ruse. I'm just saying if it was, it's like, well, okay. All right. Well, I mean, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Because, you know, again, if this individual was being that way, it's unfortunate because how much does your life have to suck that's what you have to do? It's sad. It really is sad, you know. We're all trying to make a movie here, you know. We're not, you know, it's sad. And if something really did happen that's awful, dude, I hope you're all right, and I hope you're hanging in, and reach out when the time's right. You know what I mean? All right, let's refresh here, see where we are. 1,009. Oh, I think that was a donation. I'm loving it. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. $123,001. 1,009 backers. 9 days left. 9 days left. Let's pad that lead. Let's get that insurance, folks. Let's head towards that stretch goal. Why not? What, are we just gonna waste 9 days? Are you insane? Are you insane? We've done it. We've never been here before. $123,001, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Amazing. Amazing. 9 days left. 9 days left. Absolutely incredible. Amazing. Let's give them a shout out and see who it was who brought us over the top. And it was Lee Bowers, ladies and gentlemen, my man Lee, bringing us over the top, as well as James Glenn Robinson, who picked up the Dave McRae autograph number 2. Very cool. Yeah, I think that's the mood and atmosphere one, right? Very, very cool. Thank you to Lee. Your donations have been absolutely incredible. Really appreciate it. You're awesome. You're amazing. It means the world. Thank you. And there we are, $123,001. Actually, we might even be a little higher than that now that I think about it. I think we might be a bit higher than that. We are, yes, $123,116. And that is because James Glenn Robinson comes in with the Dave McRae autograph. Love it. Love it. Now, I know you're probably thinking, well, where's 103%? I think 103% is, if I'm not mistaken, I think 103% is, let me just see here. I think it's 124,000. Am I right? No, 103% is actually, we're about $500 away from that. Less than $500 away from 103%. Oh, that's good. That's cool. That's cool, man. Yeah, amazing. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, James. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. You know, the love and support. It means a lot. 9 days left to go, guys. 9 days left to go. And again, for those of you that are watching after the fact or live, I do understand it's been Billy all the time here on the channel, but we had a big crowdfunding goal to reach. We reached it thanks to all of you out there. And we have 9 days left. So let's pad that lead a little bit and see how close we can get to our stretch goal. And then come July, that's when you'll notice a change on the channel, because that's when we officially enter pre-production. We have been working on a few things behind the scenes anyway. But that is when we officially enter pre-production on It's Me Billy chapter 2 is July the 1st. And then, of course, I'm flying to Phoenix, Arizona on July the 7th for Mad Monster, for the whole Dylan's New Nightmare thing. And then, yeah, so you'll see more regular. Actually, it's going to be an interesting month between Dylan's New Nightmare, Billy, all that kind of stuff. But in terms of like these fundraising streams, they will start to take a bit of a back seat. And then when we feel there is a juicy perk that we want to launch on the campaign that we think you guys are going to love, then that's when we'll put it on the campaign. We'll make an announcement for it. Maybe I'll come live and talk about it, you know, or something like that. But there won't be that 3 or 4 streams a week, you know, because the campaign is over. It's in demand now. It can sit there. We're in good shape. This is amazing. You know what I'm saying? So, but this is what you have to do, right? And it's been proven to be successful. We did it. We're now in stretch goal territory, which is amazing with 9 days left. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Oliver Mercer says, we're all on that train. You're absolutely right, buddy. Absolutely right. Aaron Click says, Dave, do you think horror filmmakers of yesteryears were generally better at creating atmosphere? Obviously, it's a loaded question and difficult to measure accurately. I think there is some truth to that. And I think it's because a large part of why that may be the case is the access to tools. And it's easy, the access to tools and sort of the desensitization, if I could use that word, and the of society. So, you know, that's why a lot of old horror films, you know, scared the shit. We're so desensitized now. And so there is a market for in-your-face jump scares, seeing more. You know, it's just that's where we're at. The more nuanced sort of old school stuff doesn't sell today. And so, but I think, yeah, so there's that side of it. And I also think that, you know, now there, you know, there's all these post-production tools and computer, you know, CGI and, you know, it's a combination between CGI expectations, you know, it's just, it's not that I'm naive and think that we have to, you know, be in a situation where we just have to make these, you know, like movies like House of the Devil and Invasion of the Body Snatchers and, you know, but it would be nice to see more of them. And I guess we kind of are, you know, when you look at Hereditary, it's just evolves, right? It's a, you know, like you said, it's difficult to measure. I don't know if they were better. I would just think that horror has evolved and what sells has evolved. The market has evolved and expectations have evolved. And I think now, and of course, tools have evolved. So I think it's a combination of everything. But you look at somebody like James Wan, who you know, I mean, he's terrific at that mood and that atmosphere and more of that slow burn stuff. You look at, you know, Hereditary, and I mean, you can make those kinds of movies today. They're just not blockbusters, and not that horror movies ever are, but yeah, I don't, you know, it depends what your budget is, and I'm not going to say they were better. I just think that that's just what horror also was 30, 40 years ago. That is what it was. So that's what you went out and made. And now theater of the mind, Hitchcock, it's become sort of a thing, a way to, horror has evolved beyond that now, you know, and so, I mean, probably in 30, 40 years, horror movies today will be like a thing. You know what I mean? You know, they'll be making like, you know, oh, it's like those old school 2020 horror movies. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's a constant, it's constantly in motion and evolving, and the tools and the access to the tools and the expectations and the studios and the money and all that kind of stuff. And so you're right. It's very difficult to measure, but I think that a big part of it is that is what horror was many years ago. And I think that there is something to be said about, and I think you can measure this, that theater of the mind, the psychological, will always scare somebody far more than just blood, guts, and gore. It's not that blood, guts, and gore can't be scary and gross, but I think in order for blood to be scary, you have to go to the extreme, like a Saw or a Hostel or a torture porn kind of movie. But it's not necessarily it's the idea, it's the shock. It's shock, right? That's why Terrifier, it's the shock. And I think with blood and guts, you have to go there in order for it to be scary. Because of the visceral sort of shock nature of it, you know, of what they don't cut away. You're just seeing everything. So it's more about shock. And I think shock can be confused with being scared. But nothing, I think, scares you more than a real great psychological, eerie horror film, which there are very far and few between today, because they don't, you know, they do well in the eyes of cinephiles, but not necessarily at the box office, you know? Yeah, but it's difficult. It's difficult. Refreshing the page, 1,009. Still sitting at 1,009 backers, 123,116. I think somebody here said, had made Steve Ross said 123,600 Canadian is 103%. So there you go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, like 400 and like $86 or whatever it is. Something like that. We're close. We're very close to 103%. Very close to 103% and 124,000. Oh, it'd be great to get 124,000 tonight. I think we could do it. I think we could totally get to 124,000. I would love to get to 125, but I'd be happy with 124 tonight. That'd be awesome. And I believe we can do it. Hey, listen, there's 143 people watching. There's 143 people watching. If 143 people right now all went in and donated $10, right? Donated $10, that would obviously put us up by $1,430. And that would put us at, I love doing these. They're kind of fun. That would put us at 124,546. And I'm not expecting all 146 people who are watching to do that, of course. I'm just saying that I always like to point out how simple the math is, how it's just like, yeah, actually, if a lot of people all came in low, it actually is really easy to raise money. But nonetheless, and that would have us knocking at 125. Really is incredible. Really is incredible. But yeah, you're all amazing. You know you are. You're fucking awesome, all of you. Sean Sheridan sends in €5. Thank you, Sean, and says, congrats on reaching your target, Dave, for It's Me, Billy 2. I was happy to contribute 120 Canadian dollars. What's the worst remake you've ever seen? Oh, by the way, there was another super chat I did miss back here, which I will get to in a second. The worst remake I've ever seen, I mean, Rob Zombie's Halloween comes to mind. I'd have to think a little more on that, but Rob Zombie's Halloween definitely does come to mind. Yeah, I have to think more on that. But that's one for sure. And then Daniel Hyrell sends in $4.99 and says, "Yo, Dave, when I donated that $100 a few weeks back, does that get my name in the end credits? Very happy for you to have made your goal, bro. God bless." Thank you, Daniel. That's a good question because it specifically says that donations are not associated with perks. So you have to remember that because sometimes people don't want a Blu-ray. They don't want their name in the end credits. So they just donate. I don't think it does, although I'm not 100% sure. Let me look into that. And then on the next stream I do, remind me. And then I will have that answer for you. I don't think it does, but it might, but I'm not 100% sure. So, because I think that's why it's divided up like that. Because there are some people that just want to donate anonymously or just, they don't want to be associated with any perks. They just want to help out the film. And that's why that option does exist. But I'm not 100% sure. Let me look into it on Indiegogo and see what they say and how they calculate that. Because obviously we get a spreadsheet afterwards of everybody that's contributed. And I have to see if the donations are also included in that or if it's a separate thing that we download. And then I can, I got to double check. I have to double check. That's why there is a get your name in the end credits perk, right? That's why that does exist. So I will double check with that, but I'm not 100% sure. Very good question. Very good question. Let me see here. Oh, Kevin Ketchy, Black Christmas 06. Come on, Dave. Yeah, that's true. Sorry. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Hey, Black Christmas 2019. Black Christmas 06 is a masterpiece compared to Black Christmas 2019. I mean, let's just, that's right. Major brain fart there. Major brain fart. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely correct. 100% correct on that. Daniel follows up with $4.99 and says, "Don't worry about it, bro. I'll just buy and credit now. I'll throw it in another 100 on before it ends as well." Okay. Hey, cool. Amazing. Thanks, man. Really. But you know what? just for peace of mind, so I know, I'm going to look into it as well, because it's a very good question. I don't think so. That's why there is a separate ends credit perk and why the donation thing exists. But it's a really good question, and I could be wrong. Now, I do know that no matter what perk you get, your name will go into the end credits, of course. And yeah, Black Christmas 19 was just, oh God, it was just absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So I'm going to say, and the Black Christmas 06 movie is dog shit as well. But compared to Black Christmas 19, it's pretty outstanding. Pretty outstanding. Sebastian says, Dave, what is your most rewatched Halloween movie that you always go to? I keep getting in the mood to watch H4. Well, I don't really watch the Halloween movies on the regular. I will watch, I don't watch Halloween outside of Halloween time. And I think, or any of the Halloween, because I think I've seen them all so much that I don't need to watch them really, unless it's on a special occasion, like I'm watching it with somebody who's never seen it before, or it's Halloween time, it's October, so myself and some friends will sit down, we'll watch Halloween, or myself and my lovely significant other will watch it, or whatever the case is, right? That. But even then, there have been many Halloweens that have gone by where I haven't watched a Halloween movie. And I think it's just because I know them so well. For me, you could say, well, I know them so well too, and I always watch them all the time. Totally. That's amazing. I think that's awesome. For me, I think it's because I know them so well that I just am very rarely in the mood to watch it. Outside of October or, whatever the case. I haven't watched Halloween. I'm trying to think, what was the last the last Halloween movie I watched was probably Halloween Ends, and that would have been back in October. I don't feel the need to watch a Halloween movie right now. Now come autumn, come the fall, yeah, I might watch one, but maybe not. I don't know. But then the thing is too, is that Tony and I will usually watch a bunch on Two Dudes and Some Bullshit. So that now I don't then get off and go and pop it in and watch, you know what I mean? I don't know. It is what it is. But I would say that the most rewatched one for me would probably be the original. I probably rewatched the original the most. Probably. Yeah, that'd probably be it. For me anyway. All right. I don't believe I've missed any super chats. I just want to make sure I haven't missed any superior chats. Have we got, I think we're still sitting at 1,009. Yes, we are still at 1,009 backers, 123,116. Could we get to 103%? That would be 123,600, I believe, would put us at 103% with 9 days to go. That's where that would put us. 1,009 backers, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely incredible. Darren from Georgetown says, nobody wants to see simping on live stream. Yeah, well, yeah, it's true. It's true, but, whatever. We're making a movie. Hey, listen, we've done very well. We're in a very good spot. Very happy to be here. Like I said, would love to get to our stretch goal before the end of next Friday, which is 140,000, but if we don't, we don't, but we'll see where we land. But certainly, I think being at 123,116, I think it's entirely possible we could get to 130. I totally believe that 130 is within our reach. I would say so. I think 130 is definitely within our reach. And like I said, there's still 4 associate producer perks available and 4 executive producer perks available. So I don't know if there's somebody in the wing that's been waiting and, to capitalize. I'm just going to wait till the end of the campaign. Well, listen. Now's as a good time to do it as any. There's 9 days left. We're at 102%. Let's do it. Let's do it now. Fuck it. We'll do it live. Amazing. You know what I mean? So, there's still a couple of bombs that could drop. You never know. You never know. You never know, folks. You never know. I thought I saw a super chat, but no, it was Daniel's. Okay. Yeah, I got that. I got Daniels. Let me see here. My favorite standalone horror movie? Oh, that's probably going to go, I mean, Black Christmas, you could say, although we are the sequels, I guess. But Black Christmas, because it never spawned, technically we're still not official, even though this is as close to official as you can get without it being official. And then I would say Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window. Love that. Whatever Happened to Baby Jane with Joan Crawford and Bette Davis. Fucking great. I love a lot of those old horror movies because sequels were not a big thing back then, right? They weren't really anything. So there's a lot of really great old school horror movies that never had a sequel. Love that. Just lots of, well, there's a few there. I have to think a bit more. I think High Tension. I really like High Tension. I don't think that ever had a sequel, right? I know The Descent did. I never saw the sequel to The Descent, but I know The Descent had a sequel, unfortunately. But I like High Tension, or Switchblade Romance, as it's also known as. So there's a few there too. The Hatchet Boy says, "Can I still get a perk on July 4th?" Yes, you can. Yep. Yeah, you should be able to, as long as we stay, above 100%. Yes. Yep. Aaron Clegg says, "Dave, I noticed you get fewer. You haven't read my non-super chat comments these days. Maybe everyone gets how this works finally." Oh yeah, I used to in the beginning, I guess. Well, and it all depends on how many people are in the chat room, right? Like there's 141 people watching right now. Shout out to everybody around the world who's watching. You're amazing. And it depends on what the topic is. Like there's 141 people watching right now, but the chat room, as you can see, the chat room's moving modest. It's it's not moving fast. It's just kind of, there. If this was a stream talking about Halloween with the same 140 people watching, you'd see the chat room going because everybody's typing, wanting to get their thoughts in, right, about something they're very passionate about. So there's a number of factors why, I obviously the super chats take precedent, obviously, because they're being paid to. Now that doesn't mean I have to answer them, because somebody could send in a super chat trying to get me to say something racist or expressing their whatever the case is, and I just won't read it, and or it's a troll or whatever. Well, just because you send in money doesn't mean I have to read it. Like that's not how this works. It still is at my discretion. And YouTube, actually, in the YouTube community guidelines, say that if you send in a super chat, it is not, you're not entitled or guaranteed an answer. However, most people want to answer them because people have paid to have them answered. And I love doing that. Absolutely. And as long as everything is kosher and totally cool and it's normal, then, well, yeah, of course I'll answer it. Of course. And that will take priority for obvious reasons. And then depending on how fast or slow the chat is moving, I will then answer some non-super chat ones as well. Right. And sometimes I like to focus on people who I've never seen before, or maybe it's their first time, chatting, or, whatever the case is. Right. So, but in the beginning, you had people that would send in a super chat just to say that you're not answering me. And it's like, well, it's not on purpose. I mean, if I don't answer your question, it's not because I hate your fucking guts. It's just because either you've already asked it, which has sometimes happened, and I know that you have, or it's wildly inappropriate, or I've missed it, right? Because I'm there's so many things happening. It's never personal, not unless you do something to make it personal. It's just, it's the way it is, right? That's why the super chat feature exists. YouTube made and created that as an option for people to, guarantee an answer, right? You know what I'm saying? So, it happens though. It happens. But yeah, no, I remember, and I don't get as much hate mail anymore either. I used to get a lot of hate mail in the beginning. But I've noticed that I don't get that. And the Reddit hatred for me. There's a lot of hatred for me on Reddit as it relates to just, me and Halloween, all that kind of stuff. But since the Halloween stuff has sort of died down, a lot of the trolls are not really out in full force. Well, unless that guy who refunded that money the other day was one and just decided to do that and whatever. Okay, well, now we're back above where we were. So, all right. No harm, no foul. Josh Lott, one of our great co-producers, sends in $5. Says, Dave, if you like high tension, you might like the movie version of Dean Koontz's Intensity. Ooh, Dean Koontz. Yeah, he's that sort of that Stephen King rivalry many years ago. Intensity. I've never heard of this movie. Based on a book by Dean Koontz? Okay. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, Josh. I really appreciate that. I've never heard of this, but I do like high tension, and maybe I will. Let me just actually look at that. And I know we just went up. We just went up, ladies and gentlemen, again by looks like $14. So it looks like an end credits perk. That must have been Daniel Hyrel. Amazing, Daniel. I'm assuming it was Entity. Anyway, I should say. Intensity. What year was this? Intensity. I'm going to say What year was it? I'll just say Intensity movie. There we go. That should come up. Oh, it's a TV movie, 1997. Okay. I'm assuming this is it. Intensity is a 1997 American television psychological thriller film. Yep, that must be it. That must be it. I've never heard of this movie, and I will look into it. Thank you very much, Josh. Really appreciate that. And Daniel has got us to 1,010 backers. I'm assuming it's Daniel. Maybe it's not. It is Daniel. Yes, it is. Picked up the end credits perk. You're going to be in there, buddy. You're going to be in there. Thank you so much, Daniel. Really appreciate that. We are now 1, 2, 3, 4. We're basically $470 away from 103%. Is it possible to get to 124? Oh, that would be so great. That'd be so great to get to 124, but I don't know. I have no idea if we will or if we won't. My phone is buzzing. What is going on here? Maybe it's my agent again. I'm not sure. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. I don't really know, ladies and germs. Yeah. Okay. No, it's not. It's not. I thought it was, but it is not, ladies and germs. Ladies and germs. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate that. 123,130. Amazing, amazing. Fast Forwards 289 says, I recently watched Urban Cowboy for the first time and really enjoyed it. 1980, a young John Travolta film, underrated and really good in my opinion. Yeah, it's a movie I've heard of, obviously. I'm aware of Urban Cowboy, but it's not a movie I've seen. So Fast Forwards 289, I'm going to have to check that out. It's not something that Aaron Click, I'm loving it. Yeah, I'm going to have to check it out because it's not one that I've seen. I'm familiar with it, but it's not one that I've seen. Oh, and you also sent in one. See, this is why I got to scroll back sometimes. $1.99. Thank you very much. Said, what's up, Dave? Congrats on the campaign, bud. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're in stretch. I was going to say stretch bowl. What the hell is a stretch bowl? We're in stretch mode now, folks. We are in stretch mode with 9 days remaining. 9 days remaining. We've reached 102%. We are $470 away from 103% and knocking on 124,000. 110 backers. Man, I'd love to get there. I'd love to get there before the end of the stream, but you never know. David's Simcivic, I think I'm saying it right, says, It's Me, Billy is a great sequel. Thanks, buddy. Out of the standalone horror movies you like, is there one you would like to see a sequel to? Yeah, I'm trying to think of the standalone horror movies. Not really. I don't know. Like I said earlier in the stream, somebody had asked, what would I see? And I think maybe, I just don't think there's a lot of commercial viability for it, but The Burning, The Burning might be interesting. But I don't think there's a lot of commercial viability for The Burning. I got to Google this because sometimes my memory is not. I have a great memory for dates and times and locations and all that kind of stuff, but sometimes I need a little help. I'm like, what is that? Hang on, no, I will just go Horror movies with no sequels. Okay. Let's see here. 14 awesome horror movies that never got sequels. Okay, so this is from Slash Film. Okay, so this will help. We've got Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I know the movie, but I've never seen it. Nightbreed. I've never seen Nightbreed. I've heard of Nightbreed. Seven. Yeah, like Seven. But see, I would be like, no, there should never be a Yes, Seven is one of the great classic psychological horror movies that's ever been made, and I don't ever want to see a sequel to it. So that's a no for me. Trick or Treat. I know about it. Haven't seen it. The Cabin in the Woods. I don't think you need a sequel. See, I think that's the problem, is that when I watch a great horror movie, very rarely am I going to think, oh, this needs a sequel. It's very rare. That doesn't mean that you can't make a sequel and make it great and it's awesome, it's amazing, and then I watch it and I'll be so thankful that it exists and I could never imagine my life without it. Totally, that can happen. But most of the time when I watch a really great horror movie, I'm like, this doesn't need a sequel at all. You know, like, for example, like, oh, Jesus, The Ritual. Oh! Now, I was late to the party on The Ritual. I just watched it like last year, whatever it was. I fucking love that movie. I don't want to see a sequel to it because I love it so much. Because I think it's mint and it's fantastic all on its own. Does it have a sequel? I don't think it does. That's kind of how I think, you know? And then you look at something like Smile, which was, you know, as far as mainstream studio released horror movies go, Smile was all right. And I know they're doing a sequel, and I'm like, I could care less. You know, when I like something, very rarely am I like, oh, I need a sequel to this. It's very rare. It's very rare. Unless the narrative, you know, moves in a direction where it's justified, where it's not like, it's not an ambiguous ending where that's the point. You could say that about Black Christmas. But it's purposeful in the sense that, no, this story is unfinished. The narrative in the story feels unfinished. Cabin in the Woods doesn't feel unfinished to me. So, you know, Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Oh my God, I remember that movie. I think Robert Englund's in that movie. No. I'm thinking of something else. I haven't seen this one, but I've heard of it. Barbarian Sound Studio? Barbarian Sound? I've never heard of this. Guys, lots here I've never heard of. Or I've heard of but I haven't seen. Zombievers, like zombie beavers. Wow, never heard of this. Fascinating. It Follows. I have seen It Follows. Again, I mean, this is a movie that I think. Okay, so it is that it? Is there more? Bone Tomahawk. Okay, haven't seen that. A Dark Song. Haven't seen A Dark Song. The Autopsy of Jane Doe. No, I would. Well, this isn't about. But yeah, no, I would not. The Autopsy of Jane Doe is great. Climax. Haven't heard Climax. Brightburn. I actually quite liked Brightburn a lot. And that's okay. Brightburn. It's a horror superhero. Yeah, okay, sure. I wouldn't mind seeing a sequel to Brightburn. I actually liked Brightburn. Climax. Haven't seen that. The Autopsy of Jane Doe is fantastic. Fantastic. No, I do not want to see a sequel to. I do not want to see a sequel to The Autopsy of Jane Doe. Definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah, so I think it comes down to, where are you guys? There you guys are. I think it comes down to how much do I like the horror movie? If I think the horror movie is, it was good, it was fun, it was all right, then sure, do a sequel. If I really like it, I mean, again, I'm speaking generally speaking, I love the original Black Christmas, and here I am doing the sequel to it. So, again, generally speaking, if I really like a horror movie, I'm probably not going to want a sequel to it. Because I think it just worked. It's so effective on its own kind of thing. So I don't know. But It Follows, yeah. It Follows was it was good. It's all right. There's a couple of moments in It Follows that I actually quite like. I don't think it's great, but I do like the movie. I think it's pretty good. Still sitting at 1,010 backers and 123,130. Come on, folks. Let's see if we can push it up just a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. Is 103% on the horizon before the end of the stream today? I don't know. Are we going to be able to do it? I don't know. But yeah, The Autopsy of Jane Doe, I really do like a lot. That's a great film. The Autopsy of Jane Doe is great. It's great. It's great. Is anybody in the chat going to Mad Monster in Arizona on July 7th, 8th, and 9th? Or July 7th or 8th or 9th or the whole weekend or whatever? Is anybody in the chat from that area? Is anybody going to Mad Monster? I think it's in Glendale, Arizona. I'm just curious because I will be there. So I'm just curious if anybody's going to go. I will be there, obviously, because of Dylan's New Nightmare. 11 o'clock p.m. Pacific time that Friday night is the premiere. You do not need an extra ticket, by the way. You just need to pay to go to the convention. And I will be there. There'll be a Dylan's New Nightmare sort of section. Miko Hughes will be there with Ron Sloan, and I'll be there with Nora Hewitt doing the makeup and everything on that Friday night. And I think there's going to be photos of me as Freddy, too, that you can pick. I can sign for you and all that if you want, which will be cool. It's going to be a lot of fun. Is anybody, I'm just curious if anybody, Aaron says, I wish. Brooks says, I wish I was there. I wish you guys were there too. You'll be there in my heart. Just curious if anybody like lives in the area or is planning on going. Robert Englund's going to be there. Dick Warlock's going to be there. Kane Hodder is going to be there. It's a stacked lineup. I'm just curious. Maybe not. That's all right. That's all right. I was just curious if anybody was going to be there or if anybody watching is planning on going. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun night. Yeah, it's going to be a fun night for sure. Or a fun weekend. Because like I said, I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be there all weekend. The Friday night is when I'm dressed up as Freddy. And then Saturday, I'll just be myself. And Sunday, I'll be there for a few hours. And then I got to leave because I got to catch my plane back to Toronto. But I'll be there Sunday from like 11 to 2, maybe. I'll be there all day Friday Friday evening. I think the convention's like from 6 till 11 or something. And then obviously I'll go into the wee hours of the morning because of the event. And then Saturday, I think it's 11 to 7. I'll be there at my designated table, wherever the hell that is. Well, it'll be with everybody else, but I mean, I'm not sure. I've obviously I don't know the layout and how everybody is and where everybody will be, but I'll be there. And then Sunday I'll be there too. But like I said, only till about maybe 2 in the afternoon Pacific time. And then I got to skedaddle and hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. Sebastian says, I would hijack a plane if I could, but busy day. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't hijack, folks. Don't hijack. We can't have that, ladies and gentlemen. We cannot have that. We can't have any hijacking going on. Okay, have I missed any super chats? I don't think I have. Let me just scroll back here and see. No, I did. I missed Fast Forward's 289. Sends in another $4.99. Says, if you were asked to make a sequel and could pick, would you rather make one to My Bloody Valentine, Duel, or Christine? How would you approach it? Great question. So how would I approach it? I don't know because I got to think about that. But I would say I would probably do Duel. I'd want to do Duel. Yep. And my approach, I mean, again, without getting into, I mean, you know, be a long explanation, but to keep it short, I would approach it in the same ways that Steven Spielberg approached it in 1971. You know, again, more of that theater of the mind. You know, you don't see the driver, lots of mood, atmosphere, suspense. You know what I mean? And maybe, I don't know, maybe there's something that happens that clues the audience into this is like, obviously it wouldn't be the same guy because the guy was killed at the end of the first one, but maybe it's like his son or something. I don't know. It's gotta be his son or, you know, I don't know, you know, who knows? But yeah, I would modernize it. Like it's basically what Joyride did. I mean, Joyride from 2001 basically is a modern, although that movie's not so modern anymore either, but it was a modern retelling of Duel, really, at the end of the day. It really modernized, and it's a good movie. Joyride with, what's his face there? Paul Walker, was a good movie. So you would just be doing a movie like that again. But I would like to bring it back to earth a little bit, you know, make it a little, just kind of more of that Hitchcock suspense kind of stuff. Not that one didn't have it, but yeah, I'd do that. Edward Nito, the Godzilla brother from another mother. That was honestly by accident. Mutter. Hello, father. Hello, mother. Hello, father. Brother from another mother. Sup, Dave, dude? I'm turning 40 tomorrow. I'm going to have a wrestling-themed party. Amazing. I asked my friends to dress up as their favorite wrestler. I'm going to be Razor Ramon. See you in Arizona soon. Very cool, my man. It's going to be great to see Edward Nito. Awesome. Razor Ramon. He was the one with the toothpick, right? I think that's the one, the guy, right? That's awesome. That's fun, man. That's really fun. You know, well, happy early birthday, the big 40. You've entered into the decade of 40s now. And that's awesome, man. That's awesome. That's cool. That's really cool. That's really cool. Let me scroll down here and see. Let me keep going here and see what's happening, what's going on, what's shaking, what's doing. I'm just looking for some people that I haven't seen before. Maybe some new names I don't recognize, or I'm not entirely sure. Go over here. Oh, and by the way, the link to the It's Me Billy Chapter 2 campaign is linked to the top of the chat room, in case you're wondering where to go. And again, we have raised our production budget. We have, but we've got 9 days to 9 days to go. There's no sense in wasting these 9 days, and we can pad this lead a little bit and, you know, have a bit of extra. There is a stretch goal on the campaign as well. So let's see if we can get it up, folks. That's what she said. Good night, everybody. I'll be here all week. Okay, just talking. Jigsaw. People have said, no. Excuse me. Jigsaw is a name of somebody in the chat. I thought somebody was talking about the movie. Are you guys excited for Saw? What is it? 48, whatever it is. How many Saws are there now? Saw 48, 49. Are you excited? Somebody asked me the other day, are you excited for Saw, what is it, 10? I don't know. I'm like, no. I'm like, why? I'm like, Saw 10. I'm not excited when it's 10 of anything. Especially in the horror genre. No, I'm not excited for Saw at all. I checked out a Saw like over a decade ago. Really love the first Saw. Very excited, really hitting my head on the fucking mic here. Really like that first Saw. The first couple of sequels were fun, but I'm out, dude. Like, enough. Do you want to play a game? No, I don't want to play a game. I don't. Kill me. Just kill me, Jigsaw. I do not want to play the game. Just end me now. And what would happen? I'm in some sort of I've got some sort of contraption on my head. Shall we play a game? No. What? Just kill me now. You mean you're not afraid to die? No. I'm no longer afraid to die, Jigsaw. Enough of this. But no, it's over. It's over. Just kill me now. Maybe if you use some reverse psychology, Jigsaw will get so angry and so upset that he's like, well, this is no fun. I'm just going to let you go. And it works. And you leave. That's what they need to do. So if you ever find yourself in some sort of contraption on the verge of death from Jigsaw, maybe that's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. You just have to do that. That's all you got to do. And then it'll work. Maybe that's what you got to do, ladies and gentlemen. Rob Thidoff says, Dave, which Back to the Future sequel did you like better? When I was a kid, I liked part 2 better, but as an adult, I prefer part 3. So I haven't seen them in a while, but I would say, just going based on what I remember, I would say part 2. Part 3 was always kind of that, black sheep a little bit. But I do agree with you that the last time I remember watching part 3, I liked it a lot more. So it might just be an age thing. You're right. Lee Bauer says, Joyride 2001 is a good movie, but beware of Rusty Nail on the freeway if you see a black Peterbilt runway. Black is a black... I don't have my glasses on. Those words are looking like they're blending into each other. My apologies here for that. Hang on, I'm going to just copy this word. This is so funny. I can look, where are my glasses? Let me copy that word and put it into Google so I can see it larger. Okay. So do you mean Peterbilt? Maybe you mean Peterbilt. Because it says it's a trucking company. Or a manufacturer. Yeah, an American truck manufacturer. Peterbilt. Maybe it was the R. The R was missing. Maybe that's why I was like, Peterbilt? Is that like Peterbilt? I got it now. Okay, cool. Yeah, yes, you are correct. You have to be careful, Lee. You got to be careful. Joyride is... I like Joyride, actually. It's a good movie. Tom Ungurian says, Tubi has a hell of a lineup for horror right now. I got like over 50 movies in my list. Yeah, Tubi's cool. Black Christmas is on there. Somebody made a comment on It's Me, Billy, Chapter 1 and was like, this is like 10 times better than most of the movies that you see on Tubi. And I was like, oh, thank you. That's a nice compliment. I don't watch Tubi a lot, so I can neither confirm nor deny that, although it is just his opinion. But that's cool. Adam Carl Green says, favorite film you saw at a theater in the 90s is? Ooh. That's a really good question. I saw so many movies in the 90s in the theater. Everything from Jurassic Park to the Ninja Turtles movie to Home Alone to, GoldenEye and Halloween 6. But you said your favorite film you saw in the theater. So a movie that I love that I had a chance to see in the theater, not necessarily film. So I would say probably Jurassic Park is probably the best movie I saw in the theater that decade. Although, I don't know. Let me just bring this up here. Got to remember. What have I seen? 90s movies. Jesus. Okay, here we go. What ones did I see in the theater? Okay, there's some there. Yeah, Star Wars. Yeah, I know what you did last summer. I still know what you did last summer. Scream 2. I didn't see Scream in the theater. I saw Scream 2. There's so many. I don't know. Oh. Okay. If we're talking about movie, that like it moved me and was like, wow. Like a real kind of like moving experience. Because I was young, right? I was a teenager in the 90s. So still growing, still coming to my own. I'm going to say The Green Mile. It was released in December of 1999. So it's still the 90s. And what a powerful film. I mean, just incredibly powerful. One of my favorite movies of all time. Two of my favorite movies of all time are prison movies, Stephen King films, directed by Frank Darabont, both of them. It's The Shawshank Redemption and The Green Mile. The Shawshank Redemption is one of the greatest films ever made. It's period. It's one of the greatest films in the history of cinema. And then 4 years later, 5 years later, he does The Green Mile, which I don't think is quite as, it's not on, it doesn't get quite the same recognition as Shawshank does, but The Green Mile is a fantastic film. Great characters, great performances, emotional as fuck. And I remember, I've never cried during a movie. I mean, I've gotten, the lump like we probably all have. I've never actually cried, but that was a movie where that lump in my throat went from like, a marble to a golf ball to a basketball, back to a marble, back to a basketball, back to a marble, back to a like it just was so moving and so emotional. And it's one of my favorite soundtracks of all time, period. It's one of my favorite, it's one of my favorite films. So I would say like that was a really cool experience watching that movie in the theater. That was cool. But there's so many that I've seen in the theater that decade. And ones you probably don't even know or forgotten about, like Congo. Remember Congo? I saw that in the theater. Fucking loved it. Because, you're a teenager, and that's when THX was first like coming into movie theaters, and it was still the old school style movie theaters, not like your big multiplexes with the stadium, like the stadium style seating and, the 50-foot screens. That was just starting to come in the 90s. So I saw a lot of movies like Jurassic Park and Congo and GoldenEye and, in the old theater kind of thing, you know what I mean? But those were great too, and Dumb and Dumber I saw in the movie theater. I saw the Star Wars special edition. I saw those. Halloween 6, of course. Vegas Vacation I remember seeing in the movie theater. Air Force One I saw in the movie theater. Loved that. Loved Air Force One. Clear and Present Danger with Harrison Ford. Saw that in the movie theater. The Relic. Do you guys remember The Relic? Saw that in the theater. Eyes Wide Shut, I also saw. That was June of 99, I think. Saw that in the movie theater. Saw Deep Blue Sea in the movie theater. Halloween H2O I saw in the movie theater. I went to see a lot of 90s movies. A lot. I know there's ones I'm not even thinking about now. There's still ones I'm not even thinking about, but yeah, those are some there. But I'd say The Green Mile was definitely one of my favorites for sure. Yeah, Steve Ross says Shawshank is wonderful. It is. It really is. 100%. It really is. All right, folks. So listen, I've been on here for 2 hours now. We're approaching 8 o'clock. It seems like the stream is slowing down a little bit. The contributions have hit sort of a plateau, which is totally cool, understandable. I totally understand. I get it, but we're in a good spot. I was hoping to get to 103%. That would be 123,600, I believe. Wanted to get to that 124,000, but this is still a great spot to be in with 9 days left to go, 102%. We're sitting at 123,130 and 1,010 backers. Really awesome stuff today. Really appreciate the donations and contributions that came through today. Again, I added 3 new perks to the campaign today, which is just 3 different options for a signed photo from me. There's been quite a few people that have been asking about it, so I thought, all right, I'll do it. So they're on the campaign now as well. We've already sold, we've already sold a few, which is fantastic. I will be back. Likely the next time you see me, we'll be back this Saturday. This Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Lynn Griffin will be joining us to watch the original Black Christmas, and Victoria Miro will be joining us at around 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to watch It's Me, Billy, Chapter 1. Bruce will also be joining us as well. That's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll be able to raise some extra funds throughout that stream as well. I will announce it, of course, tomorrow on the stream, across my socials. So look out for that. If you follow me on social media, make sure you look out for that too. Aaron Click says, I saw Star Wars, Raiders, Poltergeist, Gremlins, Back to the Future on their original runs. What a time to be a kid. Yeah, I mean, Jesus, what did I see? That would have been classic. I did see Back to the Future in its original run in 85. I saw Gremlins in its original run in 84. That was great. I saw Last Crusade, obviously, in its original run. There's a few others in the early 80s, too, that I saw that are classics. I don't know if did I see E.T. in its original run? I'm not entirely sure. I might have, but I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to check that out. Have to check it out. But yeah, keep in mind, folks, you can donate to the campaign, pick up those perks. Everything is still there. Hoodies, t-shirts, Blu-ray, still there. Let's keep it going and see how close we can get to our stretch goal. Let's see how close we can get to our stretch goal and see what happens. Share it out. I know we've hit our goal, but having that extra will help, of course, as well. And there's still 9 days before the campaign goes into demand. So maybe we can get this to 130. Maybe we can. That would be really cool to get it to at least 130 by the end of next week. And I think with the trajectory that we're on, I think it's still possible. I think it's absolutely possible to do that, folks. Thank you, of course, to my great moderators, Frank Riker, Tabitha Short, Darren Sands, Chris Baber, Cody Snyder, and Andrew Stevens. Really appreciate what you guys do. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you to all the super chat questions that came in today as well. Let me see. Did I miss any super chat questions? I don't believe I did. Josh Lott, hang on a sec. Josh Lott, yes, he did. He sent in $2, says Saw X will take place between Saw 1 and Saw 2. Are you being serious? So it's like a prequel to Saw 3, but a sequel, a prequel to Saw 2, but a sequel to Saw 1. Is that true? Oh, God. See, this is what's happening. If that is true, this is what's happening now, right? They've ran out of ideas. They don't know what to do. And they're like, this is what we're going to do. We have no idea what to do. So this is what we're going to do. Oh, God. Oh, my God. If that is true, I don't know if it is. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. I have no idea. Oh, God. Warren Armour says, dress up as mystery guest, Dave. Dress up as a mystery guest? You mean for what? What's the... Just for the hell of it? Or just in general? I have no idea. All right, one last swig of the campaign. 110,000 backers, 123,130 Canadian Billy Bucks, 102%. 9 days left, folks. Have a great rest of your Wednesday night. And I will talk to you all soon. Let's see if we can get that to 130 by next week. That would be amazing. That would be really cool. Still lots of stuff on the campaign. Still lots of stuff there to go, folks. We're in stretch goal mode. Let's see what happens within the next 9 days. But thank you to everybody who has donated to the campaign, who has contributed to the campaign, and has gotten us to where we are. This is incredible. Very exciting. In Demand begins on July 1st. Pre-production begins on July 1st. Very exciting indeed. Have a great night, everybody. And if you want to follow me on social media, oh yeah, you can. There are my links right there. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all my links are in the description. Check them out until your heart's content. And when your heart is content, check them out again. That'll do it for me. In the meantime, oh, wait, Fast Forwards 29 says I missed his super chat. 1 second. Let me go back. Thank you for reminding me. Let me see. Yes, you're right, buddy. I did. Sends in $4.99. Says, thank you very much. Have you ever seen Road Rage from 2001? I thought it was a decent, fun, early 2000s low budget film. I have not seen Road Rage. I've never heard of it. So there's another thing I'm going to have to put on the list along with Intensity. Yeah, I have not heard of it, but I'm down if it's really good. Thank you, Fast Forwards. Fast Forwards, not Fast Forwards. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yes, have a great rest of your Thursday, everybody. And no, is it Thursday? No, it's Wednesday today. It's Wednesday. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. And I will probably see you all. Well, I will. I mean, it's always possible you could see me Friday or tomorrow, but it's more likely you'll see me on Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Black Christmas Watch Along with Bruce and Lynn Griffin, and then right after that, and It's Me Billy Watch Along with Bruce and Victoria Mero. It's going to be a lot of fun. Saturday, the stream begins at 1 p.m. I'll talk about it. I'll promote it tomorrow on my socials. Have a great night, everybody, and I will talk to you soon. Cheers.